Years old.
John, yeah. They're okay.
7th Avenue.
Still original.
8th Avenue.
Well, I know. Yeah.
My mother loved to tell people, I think we rode in a taxi together.
We may have.
It's been there for a long time.
Horace Mann.
Yeah.
I did 1 year, right?
Yeah.
And then I went to Minnesota. You went to Mark
Nice.
3 years there.
And then Robert Frost. Yeah.
Now that everything's yeah, I wish I had the airport. Telling these guys, you know, I mean, it's been a long year, a long time in South Dakota. Yeah. It's cold in the winter. Yeah.
And you are, where are you?
I'm in Minnesota. North of Minneapolis.
Yep. Minnetonka, Minnesota.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to get there. The winters are kind of long. I got to be I'm looking for alternatives. Well, Arizona, I have their alma mater with college, you know,
I don't remember. Was this year?
One of the assistant principals here.
Oh, you look. I thought you were
Morning, thank you.
That kid.
Yeah. Fair enough. Morning, everyone.
Thanks.
Good morning.
John, so glad you're here.
Kevin Rouse.
Oh, yes, Kevin.
Old wives.
Wife.
Great.
My sister Julie.
Oh, nice.
No, I retired at 16.
Hi there.
So I got out of school board, so I retired. So I've been on school board for 8 years. But I've been
My brother.
You make a good door, man.
No, it looks smaller to me. I always think I don't know how many people I talk
Well, again, welcome, class of 74. All right. Welcome back to Lincoln. Welcome back to your old stomping grounds. It's always nice to have previous classes, especially just celebrating our success that we have here at Lincoln. But that all started with our previous classes. Okay, it started in '65 when our school was built, but it continued on through tradition every single year with our graduating classes getting better and better and building upon the success from their previous class. We've continued that success. Examples of that is this year we took home 7 state championships in cross country, football, girls softball, boys soccer, and boys track. I think I got them all. Boys cross country, that was the first one, right? Yep. And then we actually did get word for the 2023-24 Kello Cup, which is the kind of the citywide or city area with the AA schools. We again are bringing that title home to Lincoln. It's been absent for 3 years, but it is back at Lincoln High School, and that will be the 8th time that we have had that trophy as well. So that's, again, that just talks a lot about our success here that we have. But it goes beyond sports. Our band continues to drive our success here at Lincoln. Last year we finished 4th place at Bands of America at the competition down in St. Louis, which is the highest we have ever finished. This upcoming November we will be performing at the Macy's Day Parade. We continue to have the largest number of AP and Merit Region finalists in the city of Sioux Falls. And again, I think what it shows is that we push one another. We strive for excellence from our staff, we strive for excellence from our students, we strive for excellence from our alumni. And so, again, I want to thank you for being part of that success as well, because you all helped lay the groundwork for that. Go through the library real quick. Again, if you have any questions or special requests for rooms, let me know.
I posted
Get back here, young lady.
Postal worker with a gun. Everybody down.
Yeah.
I have website for registration, so I should go in and breakfast club table right here.
Right around 450. Yep. We're starting to get bigger.
Remember this library? It comes back to me. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. Spanish is over there.
Oh, no.
The door from the debate room, then there are conference rooms there and there on either side.
All right, well, we're standing in the library now. It should look fairly familiar. I don't think that too much has changed from this perspective. There's 2 things that I do want to point out specifically in here. One is, you see all these totes behind us? That's going to be something probably a little bit different than when you were in school. Students are one-to-one for technology, and so all those totes contain Chromebooks. We divide them up amongst ad room. That's how we turn them in, get them sent back out to students. And so right now they're going through, our summer tech help is going through them, making sure that they're ready for students in the fall. So it's just an added piece that again, another system that we have to put in place in order to help support students. The other thing I really want to stress and talk about is kind of that dark corner room over there is where we house what's called Club 17. Club 17 is meant to help support students for those 17 hours when they are not at school. And so we have a lot of students that come to us with a lot of different needs, and so if it's clothes, if it's shampoo, if it's deodorant, if it's new backpack, new pair of shoes, anything like that, our community works, our Lincoln community works really hard to keep those donations up so that if a student needs something and that's what's keeping them from learning, we can provide that to them to remove that barrier. So again, we've really built that up, I'd say within the last 5 years. That has really, really grown. It started as kind of a closet in the counseling area, and now it's almost a whole room worth of stuff. So it's really, really awesome. So if you have any donations, anything like that you do want to throw in, I mean, I've thrown a couple of my old suits that don't fit anymore. It's weird. Suits, they shrink in the closet. They shrink. It's so weird, right? They shrink. I don't know. Suits, I don't know about those. But I mean, if you have stuff like that you feel free to stop by and donate it. We'll always take it and make sure that we get it in the hands of students.
And we send them.
Captured genetics and variety. Great to see. I wonder if I know. I bought a paper for a while and I lined up my yard much. And I think being too close to that is what really now I don't get never seen any. I told Bill and then I okay. But he couldn't make it. Because they were from France. Yeah, that was. Well, I ran so many things over. I hit that shack and
Take the credit for getting a good job.
I was just because
Luther, Murrin, actually my younger brother Eric. Oh, you are Eric got his job there too. Great man at this time.
we're staying.
Get to know people, and also I'm doing karaoke, so I'm meeting the guys.
And I just, after Don died, I was like, I am not going to be anymore.
Right on. Well, as a few of you have already alluded, this wing, or this area of the building that you're standing in right now, in this hallway there's a set of bricks. Okay, that would have been the original exit to A wing when it was first built. So as we're walking up this hallway, again, kind of think anything then this way would have been additional added on. Okay, this hallway is primarily our math wing. This 100 hallway is primarily our math wing. Okay, this wing right here, it's kind of a little U. You go down, you come to the right, then you're going to meet back up with it over here. This is our 500 hallway. This would have been our last major building addition. A lot of our special education classrooms, including our RISE program, and those are housed for some of our students with our most significant needs with life functions. That's going to be kind of down housed in this area, as well as some math classrooms as well. One of the things that I didn't talk about, but I'll mention, one of the things that we boast here at Lincoln is we have what's called a Freshman Academy. What we saw was we recognized that if we can get students off to a better start in terms of credit attainment and some of those executive functioning skills, organizational skills, those types of things, if we can get them started off on a better foot, we're going to have better long-term success in terms of graduation and then ultimately better functioning students as well as they transition into adulthood. One of the main pieces of that is the Freshman Academy really works hard to help students transition between that middle school to a high schooler. So if you kind of think of like your transition from 8th to 9th grade, it was very much 8th grade, you probably had like a team of teachers, it was very close-knit, and then freshman year it was like, well, peace out, you're good, like, good luck.
We were never freshmen.
Oh, I suppose not. I suppose not.
9th grade was in the other school.
Gotcha.
We did feel that way.
Fair enough. But what our Freshman Academy does, it still has kind of that team mentality. And then again, our goal with it is to make sure that students get off to a better start with credit attainment so that we're not trying to play catch up and getting them to graduate or by the time that they're a senior in high school. So again, most of our freshman academy classes are going to be down that back wing as well, but they are also scattered throughout the building as well. So again, this is the main portion of A wing. Everything you're standing in now was an addition to the main building. As we walk through this way, and we're going to pop into one of the original classrooms up here. Everything that, as you walk by this brick right here, everything this way would have been a new addition to the building from its previous. Okay, so we'll keep moving.
Cool.
Yeah, so now cool. What's it called? Lark Hill.
We'll have to look at it.
Yeah.
It'd be great. You just have people running.
Oh, I'm kind of in there.
Okay.
But you gotta do something with that, yeah. Rats. What are you now? You up there in Brookings because you got
No,
the hat?
I've never been to Brooklyn. I got a math.
Yeah, it's different now, that's for sure.
And I kind of followed them there. Their sports teams. I got a brother who lives there.
Do you guys still have a TV production class?
TV production class. We have what's called more of like a cyber class with some computers. We don't have like announcements like the TV.
No, I'm in.
This classroom looks somewhat familiar. This would have been one of the original classrooms at Lincoln High School. This current classroom is Mr. Jarowski. He teaches chemistry and AP Chem for us here. He's also our head track coach, and then I think freshman football as well. So again, this is hopefully some of the feel, some of the smells, some of the sights, those types of things kind of get you thinking a little bit of what it looked like during high school. One thing I did want to mention, it was a really great question brought up, is I mentioned Jefferson High School, and somebody goes, there's another high school? So when you guys were in high school, it was Washington and Lincoln, correct?
Yeah.
Gorman. Well, Washington and Lincoln public high schools. There we go. There are currently 4 public high schools in the city of Sioux Falls: Lincoln, Washington, Roosevelt, and then Jefferson High School. Now, Jefferson High School is just by Southeast Tech. It's out on I-29. I think it's on the Madison exit. There's another building there that actually is district-wide. It's what's called the CTE Academy, Career and Technical Education Academy. Again, another great question. What about some of these classes that I took? We still have a lot of the foundational classes here. So if you think of like, welding 1, auto, wood shop, graphics, those types of things, we're all going to have that initial foundational class. But if students are really interested in exploring that more, they actually have the opportunity to go out to the CTE Academy. Shuttles are provided from the school. It's free of charge, and they dive much heavier into those trades or those specific career clusters. For example, out in their carpentry and woodworking class, they actually build 2 houses on site in a giant house hanger. One's through Habitat, one is through Habitat for Humanity, and then it's given to a family in the fall. Another one is funded by the district and then auctioned off, and then ultimately those costs kind of offset one another. But it gives students that firsthand knowledge of building and putting something out into the world. Health careers is out there, biomed, computer graphics, networking, culinary. We have 2. There's 2 full commercial kitchens out there. It's a really neat building to go out. If you have the opportunity to go out there and tour, I certainly would take advantage of that. But again, that was another building that Sioux Falls saw the need for it, especially as our high schools. We kept growing and growing and growing. And so all 4 high schools are able to go out there, and then they're also able to house students from Harrisburg, Brandon, Baltic, Garrettson, from around the kind of the Sioux Falls area. Okay. Well, here's what we'll do. We are going to make our way next down. Well, first off, is there any questions or is there any initial things we can, before we leave A-Wing?
Do you still have the vocational building here?
Yes, kind of. It was separate when you were here, correct? It's all together now. But we'll, yes, we will certainly make our way up there.
Disconnected. There's a hall or two.
Okay, I thought you had to go outside and then come back in.
You could.
Okay. Yeah.
Teachers used to have carols where they would have their offices.
Well, so no, that's their classrooms now.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
We have TPCs, which is the teacher planning centers. So there's an area where teachers can go to plan, but most of them stay there. Okay, so here's what we'll do. We'll exit back out that door, and then we're gonna take a right, and we'll go down to the cafeteria.
I want to go see where the rooms are. I go back in there all the time.
For a while, remember, we tried to stay in touch.
Biology.
My favorite class.
No, he is actually Italian. So are you still my owner today? I think someone just joined and he's going.
Right now.
What is my niece?
I put together, I mean, I did fill out a sheet, and so I got that on my website.
I wanted to try to do,
Yes.
We could get something.
Oh my gosh.
oh, that's kind of fun, so you actually had something.
This is Janice Harvey. Yes.
My sister Julie Harvey, she's younger. My sister 72. My brother was like.
One of the other pieces that you'll see that looks new is we got turf installed last year, which has been a really monumental thing when you talk about trying to schedule practices, especially when you get into kind of later in the fall. Our field would just see so much activity between soccer and between football and cross country and the band. It would get beat up. So turf has been a really great and positive addition to our building. One thing you might look out there like, well, don't numbers look a little kind of discolored, don't they? Well, that's because last week that field was completely underwater from the flood. And when we go into the gym, I'm going to see if I can. I think I can throw a picture of it up on my phone. I can throw it up on the board so you guys can see it. But this parking lot, and I think something a little bit out front was just completely underwater. It was crazy. It was crazy. Next to us here is the little theater. What we'll do is I'll go hit some lights here as you guys continue to talk, and then we can just kind of go through there real quick. This is one of our 2 performing arts centers. The little theater is going to be housed for kind of a classroom sense, but then also some more of those little intimate plays. And then we have our auditorium, which is going to be for our larger productions, concerts, things of that nature. So again, we'll exit out this way. Let me get some lights.
Are you going to practice for karaoke?
I think I was
Back here.
Was this here? My sister, guys, she had graduated in '78.
It's cool.
They got a little theater and there's a big auditorium.
We just have the auditorium. Okay, yeah, north of that.
Get up there and sing. No. We do that in the big room. This is just a puny room here. We're not going to be voice spelled out stuff.
They're just short.
No, this was new. This little. Yeah, it looks good. Rosella Blunt.
Rosella Blunt.
Isn't her name?
That was a drama person, yeah.
Yeah. Rosella Blunt.
Mrs. Lauer.
Yeah, Mrs. Lauer.
Remember Mrs. Lauer?
Yeah, that was English.
Remember our buddy, Jumpin' Joel Jorgensen? Who was our Spanish teacher again?
Oh, I just saw her.
Beautiful.
Yeah, Miller.
We need an annual one.
I got it.
Bring it tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna sit and take a group picture. Everybody.
Columbia blue, yes. Let's see. I gotta think of one more question. So I gotta think of one more.
What's the best one?
You said me? All right, well, what we'll do next is, so this is the Little Theater. This was added in 2000 along with some additional classrooms as well as our greenhouse, which is kind of in the center of the science wing that we were in. What we'll do is we'll exit out this way and we'll come out into the auditorium foyer. Again, that's another good spot to gather, another good spot where we have a lot of community come together, especially after activities, to just talk and just hang out. I'll open up the auditorium foyer doors so that you can see into the auditorium. And we'll just take a few minutes just to kind of mill around there, and then we'll continue on from there. Sound fair?
Okay.
All right, so if you come down and you can exit out this side right here, please.
Like a wet summer.
I was there for 6 months.
Okay, yeah.
I know they're Shannon's favorites.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We retired in Minnesota because my kids moved everywhere. Son is somewhere in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Sort of.
No, this is.
Yeah, and then I've got.
Oh, wow. We got the man here.
I want this picture. Come on, son. I love that saying.
You ought to be a good one. I do.
I got my.
This is all too recent.
Yeah, but we were up on the board. Very good. That's okay. I love that.
It is good.
I know that was Abraham Lincoln.
They definitely upgraded the picture.
Sure, you're gonna knock it off the wall.
I know. You're rowdy.
This is where our pictures were. Yeah, they're already preparing us for the death.
He's here.
Really?
I've heard of it, right? Much excitement there. What are you doing now then with your time? Playing golf, really possible. Brandon's on the wall. Yeah. So I played up there.
Dennis has got a red baseball cap.
Hi. Yeah, I think I sent that back.
Oh, David,
Yes, it's my wife Ruth.
So nice
My
to
folks
meet
lived
you,
on
Bruce.
Riverdale Road, which
Yeah,
was, and then they moved up on Lewis Avenue.
It is. Wow. This is, everything's all smaller than I remember.
I know the
This is bigger.
Oh, we always have so much fun in here.
I seem to remember wooden seats.
I bet they were.
Oh, yeah. No, I've
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're right. They were.
Been on a farm and
made fat was
that was yes. Yeah, it was. I have really good memories.
She made the most gorgeous dress.
So I did go to the party one.
Small little tea room.
6 o'clock bus.
I went to the corner of the library where it always held that.
Now I remember meeting out on the steps.
Well, we moved once in.
Oh, St. Lambert, Sycamore.
Okay, okay.
which is just west of the Twin Cities, maybe 40 miles.
It was really hard.
I wasn't good at consistency.
My cousin
That's all right.
And I started at FCA.
Frank Thomas
SCH.
Frank Thomas, he was
Baptist Church. Yeah, I contacted him.
And then did you get my number back?
I did. Yeah. I live in Campbell area. You know, fun job.
I don't know.
We're gonna go up into the new gym just so you guys can take a peek at it, but we're gonna do this as long as you promise me to stay off the wood floors. I just got waxed. There's a little sign that says the cameras are watching. I'm usually the one that pulls up the camera footage, so I'd have to incriminate myself. It would be a lot of paperwork. So can we just make sure we stay off the wood, and then we can just get a peek in the new gym? When we go in the old gym, they haven't started waxing there yet, so we can go in there. We should be good. But I want you to get a look at the new gym, please. This was added on.
I am. Oh, Dave, Dave. How are you doing, my man? It's been hours.
And all the time I was
It's gonna be too big. Did you get the color right? They mentioned wearing school colors. Whoa! Yeah. So that's officially royal blue? Okay. So he said we're supposed to walk on the wood floor?
No.
Not supposed to walk on the wood floor.
That's the wax. I smell it.
Oh, I know.
Like the dance team? Yeah, we have the dance team, we have cheerleaders. I think that's probably, my guess is that probably got combined with our cheerleaders. We have a competitive dance team, we have our cheerleaders.
There was a dance team, and there was only about 12 or 15 of them.
Okay. My guess is it probably got morphed into like that competitive dance and the cheerleaders.
I just wondered, because I was picked for one until
Oh, cool.
I had to quit because I graduated.
Oh, so you took care of your stuff and got out of here early.
Yeah, that's kind of flooded, isn't it?
Yeah.
He was in a hurry to meet me.
Well, yeah, for sure. Who wouldn't be, right? All right, are we all in? 2,000 spectators in here. It gets super, super loud during homecoming, especially we've got all the kids in here and they're just going nuts. We're playing the school song, we're doing chants. It's a really, really fun environment. As I mentioned to you, I did throw a picture of the flood of last week up on to the board up there. So if you can kind of see, I guess where the tennis courts are at on the right-hand side, those blue tennis courts. If you come to the left, that brownish gray area, that's the turf. That's where the football field's at. Okay? If you keep going just north of that, just a little, or not north, but a little bit west of that to where that first kind of area of concrete is, that's where we park every day. If you keep swinging around the building this way, that's where all of our staff would park. So as you can see, we had quite a bit of water last week. Yeah, it was crazy. I'm glad it's all gone. Or else I would have had to get the tour in the boat.
How many of you know the school song? No?
Do you know it?
Yeah.
Sing it.
Sing it.
You know it.
Sing it.
Well, you
Everybody
start
sing
us out. For Lincoln High, for you we always will try. We will not yield on the court or on the field. Fight, fight, fight. Here's to our school. We'll toast the red, white, and blue. Patriots, fight for your honor. We are loyal to you.
Are the best. Woo! Yeah, I deserve the shirt. That got me out another question too. All right, we'll go back through this door. We're gonna go out. When we get into the auditorium, hang a left and go into the old.
Down there still.
Bill's brothers.
I'm surprised they haven't seen
Ron here.
Basketball.
Wide receiver in the NFL. Okay. He did.
So that was another one of those where
Oh yeah. And Audrey. Because when they first moved here, they lived across the street. Audrey, Judy Jasper, and Carol Nygaard lived across the street from us. Wasn't there
So we can be on this floor?
Yeah.
Get your basketball ball.
Roll around. Don't you know yoga?
Oh yeah, you're right.
See? 1974.
This is our older of the two gyms. If you kind of think of how we split the gyms up, this one's going to primarily hold more of our physical education classes, especially when students are checking in. This is also going to host some of our sub-varsity matches. And so our JV, freshmen, sophomores will be playing in here, and so we'll usually have 2 games going on at once. Just helps us get them done in a little bit more timely manner, which ultimately helps keep our kiddos in school a little bit longer in the afternoon, so we don't have to start so early. So again, we try to hold some more of those events in here to keep our new gym, our floor looking nice and ready for varsity competition. What we'll do is, again, we can just continue to just chat, enjoy each other's company, but we'll exit out these doors and we're going to go into the band hallway.
Oh no.
Did they do all state orchestra too?
Except for that.
Oh, Anderson.
Yeah, Anderson.
Yeah.
I see your brother all the time.
Yeah.
No, we used to go around clarinet. Oh, so you're like portrait of that area. That's really nice. She was up in Fort Collins. Okay, is she coming? She's been here. Oh, yeah.
Okay, we'll keep coming this route. I'll have you just stop in here real quick. This is our orchestra room, and this was just recently renovated, I think 2 years ago. So this is one of our newer classrooms. We can take a peek in here.
Oh, it looks very nice. Orchestra. It's a nice room. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
All you making dance dolls gonna trip over this.
Mine don't hurt a bit.
Nobody has name tag someone. Who is this? Nobody knew. Were you at the dance last night?
Yeah.
Yeah?
We were circling. I was trying to, I went to 95% retired. Did you hear that? You could, it is possible.
It's hard for words right there. They let me in office and said I can come in and chill. I left my name on I don't know. I remember when we hung around together. I remember how basketball,
I was never in here, but you go to my house and it's like, what should we do? I'm hungry.
Oh, we're growing boys.
Is E-Wing, is what we refer to as now as E-Wing. But this used to be the tech building, I think, when you guys went here. And there was a sidewalk or a covered sidewalk or something. Was the second floor here when you guys were here? It was just the first floor. Okay, so then this second floor would have been added, I don't know the date, 2000 or 2008, I'll say.
We had Mr. Van Ingen and Cliff Clussen and
Mr. Van and Holmes, Bud Holmes.
Bud Holmes.
Okay.
And is there anybody here who was in the TV class with Adrian Dalen as the teacher?
There's a shorthand class.
Maybe tonight.
But our class is up here right now. Maybe our social studies classrooms and then our world language classes. Lincoln High School does house our Spanish immersion program for the district. For those that don't know what that is, essentially you go into a classroom and you're taught all the same things that our other classes, but it's all in Spanish. It's a really cool program, especially when you think of it in the spectrum of K through 12. As I mentioned to a couple folks, I actually started my admin career over at Robert Frost, which is the elementary just in the area. And to see them do the Spanish immersion, you have kindergartners first day of school. So think back to either yourself or your kiddos, your grandkids, and you think back to that first day of kindergarten. They show up and their teacher is speaking full-on Spanish. But you'd be surprised after about 3 or 4 days, they can start understanding. They may not be able to speak it, but they can start understanding what the teachers are asking them to do, and then within a couple of weeks, they're having conversations. It's amazing how quick our kids can pick those things up. So again, we house that program here.
I'll take one.
What we're going to do is we're going to go down the hallway. I'm just going to open up the wood shop, which is on the second floor here, and then we're going to go back down into the first section of E-Wing. Yes?
Do you still have powder puff?
We do not. Nope. Mechanics is all boys and girls together.
So I did a lot of study things.
I was back with you guys too.
Keep coming in, keep coming in.
I always thought I was ahead of them. Reminded me
classes, wood shop, home maintenance, things of that nature. As I mentioned before, if students like some of the introductory things they like here, they can continue on at the CTE Academy, which is a separate location. What we're going to do, and I want to make sure that I meet everybody's requests here to the best of my ability. We're going to go, when we exit here, we're going to go down the stairs and we'll go into lower E wing, which houses our art department. We'll pop into an art room so we can see that. Everything in the basement, then in E-Wing, we have three other programs I want to highlight. One is our JROTC program. It's leadership training through the Marine Corps. Fully accredited, get high school credit for it. It's really helped a lot of our students, especially students that maybe have need a little bit better direction in life, kind of get some of those leadership roles, especially within that community of JROTC. We're really, really proud of it. And Sergeant Major Bachman does a really good job of leading that program. We have our EL department, our English learning department, so students that maybe come to us with a little bit of language needs, maybe from the immersion centers or from separate countries. They come into that program to kind of start their educational journey, and then we integrate them into some of our more general education classrooms once they're able to, or once they have that support to. And then our third program that maybe again is a little bit different than what you've previously seen is we have our online program. We have a lot of options for students to take online classes. Now I don't want to twist this. We still are built to house and still built to teach students face to face. That is what we do here at Lincoln. But we do have some opportunities to take some online classes. whether it be for maybe catching up if they failed something earlier, or if they're trying to get ahead. I know I've spoken with several of you, and you said you graduated at semester time, and some of our students, that's their goal as well. I don't know why they want to leave early, they get to hang out with me every day. But that's an option that we do have, and again, that continues to grow as, you know, technology and ultimately choice starts to grow a little bit as well. So again, if there's any other, I heard Statesman was a space we wanted to stop. That's up near the front, so we can stop there. Is there any other place that you haven't seen that you want to see?
The homemade department, do we have one?
Yep, so we have, that would be under the applied arts. It's not necessarily labeled home ec, it would be like child development. We do have a design class, but that would fall under the applied arts department. Yep. Is there any other rooms or any other area of the buildings that anybody for sure wants to check off the bucket list and see?
Rochelle wants to sit in the principal's office again.
Oh, no! Once was enough!
And that's because they wanted me to spy and narc on people.
There you go.
How'd that go?
What's that? Hey, no squealer here! That was the very first part of the tour where I said that wall ended. That hallway, that's where a lot of the applied arts. Yes. What's that? We do. Yeah, but the department is under applied arts. Yeah. Where are you living? Alright, well if there are other ones and you think of them as we walk in, just let me know, we'll do our best. We're going to exit out this door and take a right down the stairs and follow that hallway, and I'll open up an art room.
Okay, there we go.
That's for ghosts. Yeah. Yeah, it's back to that right there.
Yeah. So you guys kind of got it. I think it's about when we went to 22. Because that was right
I took a few, but not those.
Kevin, right? Yep. Oh yeah, Russ is baby brother. They're taking off going July 8th. Yeah.
So did Jeff.
I knew you were resourceful about these kids. Some of us kind of
Running out of whistles. As I mentioned before, this is one of our art rooms here. This one's going to be, as you can see, primarily our pottery. We do have an on-site kiln here where we can fire a lot of the pots. Across the hallway there is our photography. Our photography is housed there. That's very much shifted from probably the dark room, which we still have the dark room, where I think that's a little bit more of maybe some history of how photos are developed, where now the focus for photography is now on more the digital stage. And then again, we do have another art room across the hallway that's going to be our drawing and our painting, and some of them maybe more the traditional arts that you might be used to, but this is where our art is housed. What we'll do is I'm going to test your knowledge to see if you can make it back to the office. Go outside. We'll head back up towards the office where we came into the building. The Statesman room is right there. I know a couple of you have asked to see that room, and so I'll make sure that that gets opened up as well. But we'll just kind of meet up there, and then if there's any other last questions or anything that you guys want to talk through, then we can do that up there. Does that sound fair? Sure. Yeah. So we'll go down this hallway, take a left. When you can't go any further, take a right, and that should take you right back towards the front of the building. Okay? If you get lost, just start yelling really loud. We'll come find you. Yeah.